All right, all right. We have any friends? We have a couple friends hanging out. What's up, dudes and dudettes? Oh, super heroes. All I could think of is the Ninja Turtles theme song for some reason. Dun-na-na-na-na-na-na. But what's the Avengers theme? Dun 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 dun. Bow, bow, bow. Wait. Dun 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 dun. Dun. Anyways, yeah. How's everyone doing tonight? If you're a chatter, say hello in the chat. If you're a lurker, thanks for being here. Got a few friends here tonight, but yeah, pretty straightforward. I did say I was going to talk a little bit about my. This is one of the very few collections that I kept over the years. I don't know, a lot of I am always jealous of the collectors that could just like buy something and hold on to it. Maybe that's that can be negative if it like turns into like hoarding, but I see a lot of people that are like, "Yeah, I have my same Pokemon cards from when I was, 10 years old, like 30 years ago and all that." But I always would like I like collections and stuff, but I would always trade up, right? I was probably like not GameSpot specifically. We had like a local game store, a local Nintendo like video game store. But I would always like trade my N64 in for a GameCube, and then trade my GameCube in eventually for a Wii, and same with like my PlayStation 2 into a PlayStation 3, and that was the same with my cards and collections and things like that. I was always trading up. And I don't regret it. Okay, I do. I guess I regret it. I wish I would have learned that maybe like try and decide if you're going to stick with this thing. I guess yeah, anyways, it is what it is. But I am always jealous of those that can like hold on to stuff like that. Most of the time I would go in like waves of like 5 to 10 years. I'll keep something, and then after 5 or 10 years I'll be like, "Oh, I'm done with this thing." And a lot of times it was like I'm moving on to like bigger and better things in my mind, which was like I can't be a nerd, I can't be a child anymore. I need to like be a grown up, and so I'm going to sell all this childish stuff and be a businessman and make millions and things like that. And I don't know, that's that I had to just go through that phase. But I wish instead of selling everything most of the time I just would have like put it in a closet. But anyways, having said that, I did end up keeping this collection that I got. This is probably 30 years old now. Let's see how old this is. 1994. This is more than 30. Wait, is it 30 years old? Can I even do any math? 20, yeah, 30 years old. 32 years old. So Greg and Tim Hildebrandt, as we talked about, they did, one of the brothers died in like the early 2000s, but the other brother, I think it's Greg, recently died just a few years ago. But they did all the art for all of these, so super cool. This is the Marvel Masterpiece series, and so on the back of each one, it has like a zoomed in, and then it talks about like this is Apocalypse. For centuries, Apocalypse's motto has been only the strong should survive. So he pits mutant against mutant to test their worth. It is always amazing to us that you use the same colors to create a very sinister character, red and green, that use for the Christmas scenes. Yeah, because they do a bunch of Christmas art as well. But yeah, they didn't really do the mutants, I think, in the superhero set, but I'm sure that's one of the ones that's going to come next. So we'll see a lot more of the mutants, I think. But so this has like all of Marvel, but a lot of these are mutants, like Cable and obviously Apocalypse. There's all the Spider-Man ones in here. There's Cyclops. If anybody hasn't seen the most recent mutant X-Men 94, I think. It's really good. Cyclops is a stud. Oh, let me pull up the chat. I just realized I'm chatting from me. I'm not sure if anyone's saying hello or not. Where are you, chat? Hey, Insane Goon. Hey, it is me, Carlos. But yeah, I didn't really even say, I think you can guess, but I'm going to open up the box here. But I just thought I'd show some of these cool cards. What I want to do is put them like in a frame and put them like, on a wall, sort of like you see a uncut sheet of Magic cards. I think it would be cool to put all these there. Trying to see if there's any of my favorites that are not X-Men that I didn't see in the set. I feel like they got most of them. All the ones I didn't see, I think, are mostly. Is there? No, Kingpin's probably in Spider-Man. I don't even remember. There's a bunch. I don't even remember these characters at all. Like M? Who is M? Both superhumanly strong and psionically powerful, there was almost no limit to the mutant talents of M. Okay, doesn't really help me, but she's really powerful, I guess. Ooh, Magneto. Anyways, so they have all these, the regular versions, and then I have the whole set because, let's see, there's 100 and, let's see, because then I have the super shiny ones too. So, oh, I have the power blasts. So here's all the main set. Get all the characters. And then there's the power blasts. There's 9 of those. They all fit in one page, I remember. Have all the power blasts, and those have a cool foil background or backside. So they have the front side, and they have like a ultra foil version on the back. Wolverine, Sabretooth, Rogue, Magneto, Gambit, Cyclops, Cable, Archangel. Yeah, so many X-Men. And then this is the. I'm pretty sure I have all of them, but yeah, so there's 140. Oh, 139, and then a checklist card. And then there are 10 hollow foil, which I think are those, and then 9 power blasts. So we have the 9 power blasts, and then we have these special hollow foil ones for each of them. And obviously these sort of don't do anything except be cool. So that is one of the cool parts about Magic. And the Universes Beyond, I've gone through a lot of feelings about Universes Beyond, and I don't know if that'll ever change. I'll probably continue to keep having feelings about Universes Beyond just because I enjoy Magic so much. But I think Universes Beyond is pretty cool. Like overall, it's like awesome, but it's just hasn't been executed well. And when it comes down to it, like, or you can see the potential of it when they do well with a set, right? Like Lord of the Rings is sort of the best one. Yeah, I don't know. I need to formulate my thoughts, but basically, if you look at the sets, there's some sets that feel like they are like cohesive, and the set works well together, and they feel like Magic cards. Like, yeah, they happen to have like Universes Beyond properties is like the flavor of it, but they work and the set feels like it's a Magic set. Then there are other sets that feel like they had to they so yeah, that's how it is. It feels like they started with some sets in the Magic and made Magic cards, and then found and then figured out how to like apply Universes Beyond to the Magic cards. And then other sets that they started with like, here's the properties that you and characters that you need to have in this set, and then they made Magic cards afterwards, right? So it's like the opposite approach, and I'm sure that's not exactly how things happened, but that's how the feeling comes. And the first version, I end up I think liking those sets. Like even though I sort of think the Doctor Who cards are pretty wonky, they do feel like Doctor Who specific Magic cards, right? They feel like they made Magic cards, even though they're themed towards but like, so anyways, but like Spider-Man feels just like, let's just jam all these cards in here. Assassin's Creed feels like they just jammed cards in here. Ninja Turtles feels like it's in between because they actually seem like the cards are pretty good. But anyways, it's not perfect, but I just think if they really cared about the consumer, I think they would have taken a little bit more care with everything. But you get the feeling that it's like, we gotta make money, and that's the number one thing, and like everything else comes afterwards. So if we happen to get if we happen to get a good set, it's like an accident. It's not an accident, but it's not the number one priority. And that is the sad part. I wish that they just would not focus on that, you know? So anyways, another cool thing about this, I'm going to just crack the box open now and get to it, is with the patrons. I have a special high tier patron version now, that every time I open a new set, or I'm going to open a box once a month, if you're in that high tier, then you get one of the cards. And every 3 months, I send those cards, a playmat, and a bunch of other fun things to that patron directly. And so we only have one person at that level right now, but they have chosen the 4th pack on the left of each box. And so it's first come, first serve, meaning, you know, whoever signs up, eventually there's only 11 slots available, because I always want to at least open one pack for me. But eventually, you know, it'll just be what's left. But for now, you get to choose what pack. So this pack, 1, 2, 3, 4, is for one of our patrons, John. So we're going to crack that open for him, set it aside, and every 3 months, I'm going to send that to him, as well as a playmat every quarter and a bunch of fun things, like I said. So just a fun way to open stuff together, and for those that can, to support me as I do this, because honestly, I like opening a box of every set. I think it is fun. I love Magic. I think, as I mentioned earlier, I've traded up for a long time, but I've finally realized what I enjoy in life, and I'm going to stick with Magic, or I'm going to stick with gaming for the rest of my life. I hope Magic the Gathering stays around for another 20, 30 years so that I can keep playing it and playing with my friends. But yeah, so but yeah, I appreciate all the patrons. And then there are starting probably next month, I'm gonna have some start doing giveaways again, but they are just gonna be for patrons. So they will be at any level of Patreon. So for $3 on Patreon, or $2, I think, on YouTube, you can be just a Ronin level. You get access to our Discord, and then you're supporting us, and yeah, and you'll get access to the giveaways and things. So it'll just make it a little easier because when I did a bunch of giveaways in the past, it was hard managing all of the different like addresses and peoples and things, and I wouldn't hear back from people because they would maybe had never only had talked with me like once in a stream or on a social media, but if they're at least a patron, any level of patron, then we're gonna do those. So if we get up to 10, let's say 10 viewers at once on either platform, YouTube or Twitch tonight, I'll start the giveaways for patrons tonight. So and again, I actually think I'm gonna do it. Oh, I forgot. I don't know exactly how. I think it'll work, but it'll be for Twitch subs as well. So if you have a Twitch Prime sub, you can also get the giveaway. So YouTube member, patron member, or sub on Twitch, any of those at any level will get you access. So, anyways, it's not nothing crazy, but just a way to say thank you to those that are supporting me as we keep trying to do this. So okay, so yeah, I don't think John is in the chat tonight. If you are, say hello. Let me know if you want me to open your pack sooner or later. I might open it at the start here just so that I keep it separate. I need to figure out a little bit of a better way to do that. If we ever get to where, 5-6 people are part of the higher tier, then I'll need a good way of keeping all the cards separate. But for now, we just have one, so it's pretty easy. So yeah, let's just start it off. Let's crack a pack. Let's see. If I open a foil Bruce Banner, Hulk, I'll ask John if he wants to trade it to me because I need that. But if obviously if it's anything, no matter what's in this pack, it's for him. But if he does, that is the main thing I'm looking for is a foil Bruce Banner. Ideally the cool comic book version, but any version is good for me. And then, I don't, not really worrying about much of the rest. I think, there's some other cool cards that I think would be fun, but the Mind Stone, I guess. All about money now, man. Yeah. Tagged in you in Discord, Carlos. All right. Here we go. Good luck to everybody. Start off with the first King pack to Mr. John. Okay. I think I want to zoom in a bit. Let's see here. I can zoom in a bit. Just a little bit. All right. Let's see if I zoom. It's pretty good. All right. Super Strength. Hulk Smash. Project Deathlock Soldier. I had not seen this one. Zombie Soldier. That's cool. Wiccan Rising Magician. Actually played this in Brawl. Oh no, wait. No. I just started Brawl last night. I feel like I put this in a deck. Maybe it was in my deck for the channel, but get rid of that glare somehow. One of these days. Some other cool commons. Doomfall. This is our first uncommon. Oh, we got the Thing, Ben Grimm for John. I mean, that is a pretty cool uncommon for an uncommon. Okay, I got a mountain. Not sure what all the land cycle is. This seems like maybe a variant. It's like a certain art style. But first rare is Doctor Strange Surgeon. 2/5 lifelink for 5. If you would gain life, you gain twice that much life instead. It's pretty cool. It has a good. At the beginning of each combat, if you have at least 10 life more than your starting life total, creatures you control get +2/+2 and vigilance on a turn. It'd been cool if they also gained lifelink. It just would be a powerhouse at that point. Okoye. Mighty and adored. When Okoye enters, you become the monarch. Cool. Okay, is that the commanders? Okay, yeah, this is a commander card too. That's the commander symbol. It's like doubled. At the beginning of combat on your turn, put a counter on target creature. Whenever that creature attacks the monarch this turn, it gains double strike and trample. Okay. Got the Super Soldier Serum. Alternate art. Non-foil. Got Final Act from the bonus sheet, or the whatever sheet. Final Act, the black kill spell, and a. Ooh. It's pretty cool looking. Wow, that gold is really goldy. The Sentry Golden Guardian. Pretty cool. Well, I wonder what this art style is, or this like treatment is called, but I like it. I like the no back. If you're gonna do like borderless, I think this is like the way to go. I'm not sure if it's worth anything crazy, but it is pretty cool. I just feel like the creature that it gives is too good. Well, this could be a pretty interesting commander, or at least, yeah. I mean, it's definitely an interesting card. I actually maybe have a deck for it. Now that I think about it, my Torpor Orb deck. And there's a hero and villain token. Cool. Well, that is Mr. John starting us off with the Sentry. Put this back in here. Let's set this one aside. And yeah, thanks for your support, my man. Okay. I'm pull back the chat back up. Keeps falling down. Sorry, I missed your comments there, Insane Goon. Doctor Strange is in a jump start as well. Oh, cool. My buddy built Sentry. It's a sweet deck. I'm curious how you would build it. Or if it's like a bunch of Torpor Orb creatures. That's all I can think of right now. There's all those white Torpor Orb creatures. Could maybe make it like a politics deck too. But all right, first pack for me. See what we can do here. Move this token. All right. Go nuts. Team tactics. I will say, I feel like some of the names of the cards that are like Spider-Man, Ninja Turtles, Super Heroes, they don't feel very magic-y. Like, what was one of them that I was not very pumped with? It was like flying car or something. Like you can have a flying car, but just don't call it a flying car. Like it doesn't feel like it feels like an unglued card, you know, when you say flying car. But you could say like soaring, you know, and then like the name of the card, like soaring fantastic mobile or something. I don't know, that doesn't sound great either. But just saying flying car. Oh, are some mutants in here. I wonder which mutants are in here and which ones aren't. That's very interesting. This is a gorgeous art. This is crazy. This is uncommon. Such a cool art. Carolina Dean Runaway. Take up the shield. Actually, maybe we'll put this in my cube, my commander cube. Okay, it looks like all of the lands are that way. Astonishing Spider-Man. Our first rare that's mine is a Spider-Man, of course. Whenever Astonishing Spider-Man attacks, you may discard your hand. If you do, draw a card for each card you've discarded this turn. That's actually not that bad. It didn't. The list didn't show up for me. I might have a weird setting. Hey, C Will, how's it going? Insane Goon. You might have to share it with me on in Discord. But Astonishing Spider-Man. Oh, we got a Fetid Pools. A lot of people don't play these lands. I love the Cycle lands because they are an awesome like, I mean, they fetch fine, you know, a lot of times you don't need them that turn. And then they I'm gonna move this real quick. And then they can cycle if you get them late turn, if you don't get a good land. Ooh. I don't know if this is money, but it is definitely one of the cards I wanted visually. It's got the Arc Reactor, but here's Wolverine Best There Is. This is an awesome foil. This is the thing is I feel like some of the treatments are just so well done, like this one, because it really showcases the character still. Like, well, and let's look at the last card, see what it is. The Ruinous Wrecking Crew full art foil. What does that one even do? Ruinous Wrecking Crew enters discard. Oh, that's a lot. That's sort of cool. I'm sure there's some place for that. But like, if you look at another one of these, like, well, these are all just regular Magic looking cards. These are okay. This one's okay. This is one of the scene cards, I imagine, actually. But you'll see later when you get some of these cards that are the ones from the art, not like the old front like comic art ones, but like, anyways, some of them are just way better chosen than others, and this one is amazing. Man, I wish I had a place for this. My +1/+1 counter deck that I have doesn't have red in it. Well, anyone know if this is worth anything? I feel like it would be worth, I don't know, what's even the regular one? Maybe it's $20? I'm gonna guess $20. Let's look it up. Let's look it up. Wolverine Best There Is, $26 regular, so it's a foil one. Whoa! Wait. Oh, you can't even. I'm going to show this to you guys as well. Okay, this, dang. I didn't realize this was a hit right away. I mean, the prices are probably going down. Like, I bet you. Whoa, the prices are going up. Wait. All right. Because usually you can sort of ignore the first price. So $200. I don't believe it's $200. But even over $50 is pretty good in my opinion. That's pretty cool. We got a hit right away. And it's really cool looking. So I almost didn't even care if it was a hit monetarily because I don't see myself selling it. But it's pretty cool. I'll take it. I'll take it. Okay. Awesome first pack. I am going to separate these a little bit. I don't have to do it later. Okay. All right, next pack. Excuse me. I want to build that Spider-Man. I can't find one locally, though. Well. How much is it worth? There's the Astonishing Ant-Man and Astonishing Spider-Man. That's pretty funny. So it's worth about $8-ish bucks. I'll see if I have a deck for it. How about this? If I open a second one or a non-foil one, it's yours. You'll get you one there, Insane Goon. You're a great friend of the channel, and you just have to. Yeah, we'll talk after. So, but that's the deal. If I get a second one or a non-foil one, it's all you. Rogemage MTG, how's it going? My goat. I don't know if I'm a goat, but I appreciate the love. All right, next pack. We got Wolverine, best there is. I mean, because obviously Wolverine is best there is. So how can I compete with Wolverine, right? Is the stream working? Okay. Let me know if the quality is down. Right now I'm streaming on Wi-Fi. I do have the ability to run. I have a cable that I can run to my computer. It feels like it's sort of low quality, so let me know if you feel like it's not watchable, because I might be able to increase the quality there. All right, next pack. It is a little bit. Okay, I'll do this pack and then I will. Well, I don't want to waste this pack. Give me 1 second. I'm gonna plug the stream in. Okay. It looks like it's a little bit better. Let me know. You can tell, like, I'm zoomed in with this webcam right now, so the cards might be a little bit grainy. But my face should be clear. If the cards down here aren't. Can you get back, show that Wolverine again, please? Yeah, it's right here. This is way more of a hit than I thought. Oh, look at those eyes. I didn't notice the Wolverine eyes. Super cool. But yeah, right now it's $75. So that's a hit. Definitely a hit. I mean, the boxes, you need like 4 of these to like break even. So usually you're not really making your money when you open these, but it's still fun. That's not why you open them. I mean, I guess some people are. That's why they're opening them, but feels like it's a little bit better, but anyways, hopefully it starts getting better. Oh, no, just way lowered. Maybe it's because I have so many tabs up. Let me cut down a few tabs. See if that does anything. That feels like it went lower. I mean, it is raining outside. Maybe the weather affects a little bit. That's wild. It's worse than it was. Yeah, sorry if it's not doing too great. Thought plugging in would make a big difference, but anyways, hopefully it's at least viewable. All right, let's go through this pack. Oh, I think I maybe saw a comic book card there at the end. Got a little preview. Super speed. Man, Alexa, stop. My music just started for no reason. That was a little bit weird. The cool thing about Pauper Commander is you do look at a lot of cards that you would never look at otherwise. I mean, I was gonna say I'm not a Pauper Commander like champion, but maybe I am, and I didn't realize it. I mean, I love regular Commander so much that I don't think Pauper Commander will ever like take over. But man, there is some real. I think brewing in Pauper Commander is more fun than regular Commander, like hands down. Because like regular Commander, you like depending on the bracket you're building, it starts with like 5, 10, 15, 20 cards like that you almost have to use if you're building for the higher power levels. And so that plus lands plus your commander, you're like that's already like 50 cards. But in Pauper, almost every card, except for like maybe green, like a Llanowar Elf in green or something, or like I guess an Arcane Signet is still in like every deck, but it's like you can't even play Soul Ring, so you don't even have to have Soul Rings as like a guaranteed card. So, anyways, there's that cool aspect to it. You did get one comic card per box. Okay, well we might have just gotten it right here. Let's finish before I get too distracted. Spider Rex, Daring Dino. Man, I need to move my camera a bit. right, there we go. I'm not having to reach the whole time. Move these up a bit. All right, this is a little more comfortable. Okay. Spider Rex. Masked Meower. I thought this was pretty wild to show the power creep of Magic cards. Jackal Pup. Art, rest in peace. Is that a reprint, though? From Spider-Man? Feels like a Spider-Man reprint. Anyways, Origin of Thor. I haven't actually looked at this card yet. All right. Mr. Fantastic, Reed Richards. The uncommon one. This one's actually pretty good. This one's actually really good. It's almost CDH worthy for my Marnius Calgar deck. If it was 1 mana cheaper, when one or more tokens you control enter, you may draw a card. Oh, man, that's crazy, actually. That really is almost CDH worthy for me. At least I should think about it. Swamp. Rocket-powered Goblin Glider. This is a little bit better, but this is the same principle as that I was talking about with the flying car. Why not just call it the Devastating Goblin Glider or something? Like, if you just be ridiculous about it, but just rocket-powered or the flying car, just there's something about it that just seems almost like those are placeholder names. But let's see what it does at least. When this equipment enters, if it was cast from your graveyard, attach it to target creature you control. Oh, because it has mayhem. Okay, I was like, how do you cast it from your graveyard? Oh, this one's a reprint? Yeah, this is a Spider-Man reprint. Okay, I didn't even see that in the Spider-Man set. Create a token that's a copy of target creature you control, except it isn't legendary. I actually love these effects. Partially because I have a Gandalf copy clone deck, but so that one definitely fits. I wonder how rebound works with Gandalf. I think Gandalf has to be cast from your hand, so I don't think it works. Okay, Epic Fight. This is from one of the mural cards as well. Ooh, that's a pretty cool looking card. All right. Final Showdown. This one's good. It just is not quite. Can you see the difference? Like, I mean, I guess no. This one's fine. You're trying to show a Final Showdown. So I guess it's mainly the ones that I'm concerned about is there are some like these types of cards that maybe it's just this Wolverina's one is so good. Maybe that's why it's partially why it's expensive too. Just bought that card today. I'm building Loki from the Commander product, making copies of Loki for flavor. Plus, I like the card. Yeah, the Loki's pretty cool. Final Showdown though, that's pretty cool. And oh no, I think this is the worst one. I was watching another show, and I think this is the worst one monetarily wise of the Ant-Man. Oh no. It's a little bit of a bummer. I mean, we did just get Wolverine though. Let's see. Maybe Ant-Man. The astonishing. $40 for our hit card, Our guaranteed hit. I'm sure that's going down too. Yeah, you can see it. I need to open this up a bit. Oh, $40 for $2. If we go to the most expensive ones. Definitely not the Mind Stone. Well, we gotta hope for one of the lucky two a box ones. I don't even know if you can get two a box. I mean, they're not crazy expensive. Though this is definitely the cheapest one. Oh, Electra looks cheaper, maybe. And Black Widow, okay. Maybe it's not the very cheapest one. Electra's the same price. Never mind. Dang it. What does the Ant-Man even do? I shouldn't just care about the value. I mean, it's Simic card. I like Simic cards. Remove any number of counters from the Astonishing Ant-Man. Create that many 1/1 green. You know what? That's actually not as bad as I thought. I literally didn't even read the card. I mean, it almost fits in my +1/+1 counter deck. I mean, he only costs 2. Dang, okay. I mean, who really cares? Really cares about the price? Okay, no, I do. Never mind. I was gonna say something dumb. If you're gonna never sell it, I mean, yeah. I mean, that's partially true, but yeah. Anyways, well, I already got the Wolverine, and that was an unexpected one, so we don't have to worry too much about it. Got one pack and got Thanos. No worries, dude. That's I never get that. Well, I shouldn't say I never got that kind of luck. I feel like I've gotten that luck twice. Because I did open a serialized Kozilek from the last time Kozilek, or maybe the only time he was serialized. That was a couple $1,000, so that was a big hit. But I don't think I've gotten some other hits, but I don't ever get like I very rarely get like the big hits, which is not why I open the cards though. So it's all good. And I'm totally pumped with you. You don't have to feel like sad about or like you're rubbing salt in the wounds or anything. Like I want my peeps to get good cards. So Zach the Bold plays any man on Ant-Man on the game nights. The commander seems to be pop off easily. Yeah. It's cheap. It's a Simic card. It's awesome. Any man. I'm sure there very likely could be an any man card. All right. Well, we probably maybe it's not the right term, but blew our load right at the beginning here. Yeah, it's a little crude, but maybe we'll get something else later. See what happens here. Now we have no expectations. Now anything that we get after this is just gravy, you know. Okay. Getting some cool commons. Got a pacifism. Yep. Baron Strucker, Hydra Overlord. Whenever another villain you control enters, you may have it connive. Do this only once each turn. It's pretty. I was about to say it was good, but then, yeah, once each turn is not quite good enough. Got an island, and then Daredevil, Fearless Fighter. When a source you control deals damage to you, Daredevil deals that much damage to target opponent. Oh, that's pretty cool. When Daredevil attacks, exile the top card of your library. Daredevil deals damage to you equal to that card's mana value. You may play it this turn. I almost feel like this should be like, if the damage dealt is greater than a certain number, you get to play it for free, right? So if it's like, if it's like 0 to 4, you can play it, but if it's 5 mana or 5 damage or mana or greater, you get to play it for free. Because you're taking a bunch of damage, but then you get it for free. Anyways, this is a fun card. I like cards like this. Silver Surfer, Galactus's Herald. Let's get rid of the art card here. Full art. When Silver Surfer enters, you may search your library for a card named Galactus. Reveal it and put it into your hand. When Silver Surfer deals combat damage to a player until the end of your next turn, target creature attacks that player each combat if able. Oh, sort of cool. 5 mana, though. You got to start being a really good card. There's just something about 5 that it doesn't quite hit there. Captain America, Wings of Freedom. Flying First Strike Ward. I do think this is cool that they made it really work with the shield. That's pretty fun. And, oh, we have 2 more cards. Reconnaissance Mission. I love this card. Wow, what a Samuel Jackson card, if ever. This almost looks like sort of realistic looking. Why just have so much? Why not, like, I guess the text would be over it, but I feel like you should move the art down a little bit. Anyways, reconnaissance mission, and oh, it's a comic book card. I was trying to see if I could figure it out. Ooh, Cosmic Cube. Comic book version. Oil. Ward 2, 5 mana artifact. Whenever you attack, look at the top 6 cards of your library. You may cast a spell from among them with mana value less than or equal to the greatest power among attacking creatures you control without paying its mana cost. Put the rest on the bottom of your library in any random order. So if I attack with a 5/5, I look at the top 6 cards, and I can cast something that costs 5 or less for free. All right. Not crazy, but there might be a place for that somewhere. The Daredevil is pretty cool, yeah. Wanted to hate this Marvel set, but it's got a lot of sweet cards. I'm actually mad. I like it so much. Yeah, I was mentioning, I don't know if you were here right at the beginning, but I think here's my current stance on Universes Beyond. 1, there should not be more Universes Beyond sets in a year than there are Magic the Gathering proper sets. Right? I think it shouldn't even be equal. It should be less than. So if you have 7 sets in a year, which is too many anyways, that's a whole other side thing. But 4 of them should be Magic proper, 3 Universes Beyond. That should just be should be like a rule for a bunch of reasons. Number 2, make Magic cards and then flavor them with the Universes Beyond. Not the opposite. And 3, I don't know if there's a 3. I don't want to just make something up. But those are my 2 main things. I think it's fine for a company to want to collab with other companies. Oh, here's my number 3. Number 3, get your sets out closer to hype seasons. So for example, when should this set have come out? Like the same year Avengers Endgame came out. I mean, just imagine how awesome how different it might have been if this was just all of a sudden out. We're watching Captain America, spoilers, lift Mjolnir and like fight in the epic battle at the end of Endgame. And then like a week later you crack one of these packs. Like I know it's probably not possible with other things, but like the principle is like Doctor Who even, like they come out with a new Doctor Who. One of the ways you could like hype up that Doctor Who is like show it on a magic card. But it comes out with the new season, like if you're going to do these collabs like this, that's basically what I sort of look at them as, then like have them, because they say that they're doing it to like bring new people into the genre, like into the game, and then they don't do they don't capitalize on the hype. Like we're going to get a Star Trek set. When's the last Star Trek relevant thing, I don't know. It's crazy to me. But I think I'm at a place where I doubt Universes Beyond is ever going away. So what it has done, but this isn't because of Universes Beyond for me. This is because of how much product they come out with. Like I sort of made a decision that I'll buy one collector box per set. And that's basically all I buy from a set other than a few singles that really need to be in some of my commander decks. But like I just can't afford. I just literally can't afford. Even if I could afford it, though, I don't know if I would buy product from every single set. Just too much. I stopped buying secret layers, because I just don't like the process that they have. Even though I miss out on maybe some deals sometimes. But I found that there's a lot of times I thought I would really want a secret layer, and then by the time it comes out and it's available as singles, I barely even want it. So it's not like I'll never buy a secret layer again, but I'm not like worried to like, I'm not trying to like beat the scalpers. I just have a feeling most of the time that I won't get the cards, when it's like a super good deal. Although like the Dan one, I was bummed on that one because I like playing variants and things. But anyways. Yeah, but the Spider-Man set is a great example. Spider-Man the set should have come out right now. And they should have marketed it with the Spider-Man movie. But instead they came out like 2-3 years after the last Spider-Man movie. Like it just doesn't make any sense. And yeah, you could have the Doomsday one come out, like just print. They need to print in advance and just move your release schedules around to fit with movies. Like maybe that's hard, but that's okay. It should probably be hard, and they should just coordinate way better. And I don't think they care, but they care, but they don't care. So whatever. That's sort of the sad part is I feel like a lot of us that are consumers and or players of the game, collectors, we care way more than they do. And I think that's the biggest feel bad of it all is like, I thought what, wait, oh, well, I just spoiled a comic book card there at the end, but I thought I didn't be a token, but, just a little bit of a bummer. And that's the same with anything. It's the same with video games. It's the same with books. It's the same with movies. When the audience that loves it so much is sort of taken advantage of in a way, are not appreciated. It's just feel bads, is what it is. You're right. Yeah, the Spider-Man set should have come out with the animated one. The animated one is awesome, but and honestly, maybe it was supposed to. There's a chance that the animated one was already supposed to be out, but there was like controversies with one of the voice actors. Quicksilver's sort of cool. I was sort of wanting one of these. I think there's a couple decks that I could fit Quicksilver in. And so, I mean, I know some things happen sometimes, but it just feels like there's not a single Universes Beyond that I can think of that like coordinated with any kind of release with that product outside of it. Even Final Fantasy, like, which was really successful, didn't connect with any video game or anything else. I don't know. Cloak and Dagger. Heroic Intervention non-foil. And the Super Soldier Serum. Although I was thinking I maybe would put this in my Bruna deck. Enchanted creature gets +2/+2 as first strike and vigilance and is legendary soldier, blah blah blah. Whenever enchanted creature attacks or blocks, attach any number of target equipment you control to it. Although actually this might be better for my cube, because my cube cares about soldier type and has equipment. Yeah, I think this probably will fit into my cube. Yeah, it doesn't make it just as a creator, I'm like a very very small time creator, like in comparison to these $1 billion companies, but collabing, obviously they understand that collabing works. This is what it is. It's basically just collabing like you see with YouTubers on like a super high level where they're trying to, sort of cross pollinate their audiences, right? So they understand that there's value in that, but they're just doing it. But then, and they put all this time and money, and I bet you Wizards pays crazy amounts of money to get the rights to these things, and then their execution is just non-existent. It just doesn't. It just blows my mind that you have this partnership or collaboration that you're going to do maybe once ever, and then you just sort of flush it down the toilet. Like it's and that I'm being really harsh. I'm not saying that this is the worst thing ever. I'm sure there's people at Wizards that are doing their best, but you can just feel that this is just the reason that this connection exists is because of money and not because of a care about the game or the people or the lovers of this thing. So anyways, I did get a few scene cards. Hey, Willie's Boat Tours. I think so, at least. I've gotten mostly just common and uncommon ones, I think. I think we got the Abomination. I got Take Up the Shield. Looks like just 2. Thought we had gotten more. I think maybe there was one in John's pack. One of my patrons pulled that one. Misty Knight, Hero for Hire. Swordsman, Sharp Scoundrel. What an alliteration. Swordsman, Sharp Scoundrel. Chase Stein, Runaway. Never even heard that one. Venom, I know that's a reprint. I didn't realize they were doing that many reprints. That's a little bit of a bummer. Heroes for Hire. A little bit wild of an art card. I think this is a scene 1. There, Willie's. Blazing Crescendo. An island. An alien invasion. At the beginning of combat on your turn, create a 1/1 red alien creature token with haste, and this token attacks these common if able. Put a +1/+1 counter on it. Each invasion counter on. Wait. Put a +1/+1 counter on it for each invasion counter on this enchantment, then put an invasion counter on this enchantment. I've actually sort of wanted to make a deck that would be bad because it would be based around these kind of cards. But like, there's the original one, the Boros one that you put a counter on it every turn, and then you get another soldier with haste. I just forgot the name of it. And then there's a skeleton one, black green skeleton one that I can think of. So, but anyways, I do think it would be fun to have a bunch of cards like that, but they're all sort of bad. Tap says, to be fair, this set compared to other Universes Beyond, this one definitely was more carefully, thoughtfully curated. This isn't a bad set by any means. This is definitely in the top tier of Universes Beyond sets. Universes Beyond is good for the Magic community, to be honest. I agree with you, Tap. I agree. I think this is better than of any of. I think it's better than Assassin's Creed. I think it's better than Spider-Man. I think, in my opinion, it's probably the same as Ninja Turtles. It just depends on if you like Marvel or Ninja Turtles more. I think Ninja Turtles and this set like are probably equal in my opinion. But I do think it's definitely better than those. And then it's not as good as Final Fantasy. It's not as good as Lord of the Rings. And then there are some of the other ones that didn't have full sets, like Doctor Who and Warhammer. And if Warhammer, man, I don't know if they can, but I would love an actual Warhammer set. I really would. I actually think they did a pretty good job with those decks. Yeah. You think it's better that much than Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles? Do you mean just like the drafting? I feel like for me, the cards for as a commander player, I like when I made a first pass through Ninja Turtles, there was not a ton of cards that I was like man, I have to have these as commander cards. But then as I went through, TCG Player had like this sale a few weeks ago, maybe a month ago, where you get like 8% back. So that's usually if there's cards that I don't need, I like wait for once every 6 months. I'll like put cards in my cart. Anyways, I bought some, and as I was sort of going through, there was a ton of Ninja Turtle cards that were like just upgrades and like better cards for Commander. So for Commander, I think it was a pretty amazing set. I don't know. I don't play a lot of Limited. I did a little bit of Limited for Ninja Turtles. But I don't know what you're basing that on. Yeah, better than Spider-Man is no glowing review. Exactly. I just bought some more Warhammer figurines actually from a friend of a friend. I'm getting back into actually playing the real game. I have a Marnius Calgar. This is Marnius Calgar, but I have a Marnius Calgar commander deck. It's one of my top CDH decks, or my main CDH decks, and I love Marnius Calgar. He's also really cool in the lore. But Cosmere Universes Beyond, yeah, I love Brandon Sanderson's works, obviously. Yeah, that would be awesome. I think they're in a better spot now. For a while, there's a little bit of a they like had spurned Brandon a little bit back when he was writing a book. He like wrote a book for him, but I wasn't gonna say it right now, Tap, but if they do certain properties in anime with Magic, I'm screwed. I'm screwed. If they do a Bleach Magic set, I'm gonna literally have to collect every card. And that will include like every serialized card. No, not that, but I actually hope they are not serialized. If they do a Bleach set, I hope they don't do serialized cards, because I would be torn that I want like every serialized card. So yeah, I hope it's like this set if they do a Bleach one, and it's like, yeah, you can get a crazy like the Mind Stone equivalent card, but not, because I would collect every card and I would make so many decks. But there's Bleach, there's Full Metal Alchemist. Like honestly, if they just did Weiss Schwartz, put Magic the Gathering, I would be screwed. So actually, as much as you say that, I don't want that to happen. I didn't realize, but I really actually don't want that to happen. Sorry, there's a little bit of cross chat maybe between Twitch and YouTube, but Tap on Twitch said, you can't tell me they're not gearing up for our first official anime crossover Universes Beyond set. Mark my words, I'm calling it now. I've been feeling like they should for a long time. Obviously, One Piece. There's so many big properties. Dragon Ball freaking Z, man. You're gonna do Dragon Ball Z magic cards? You're gonna let me have a Goku as my commander? Freak, dude. I'm screwed. Screwed. All right, I've been holding this one pack for like eternity. The Wasp, Winsome Avenger. Didn't even read what this does. The Kingpin of Crime. I think that's interesting. They put extort on here without any text. Every time I've seen extort, it's always had some kind of like explainer text. You may pay 2 life. If you do, until end of turn, creatures you control with toughness greater than their power assign combat damage, blah, blah, blah. I'm sort of bored with that thing, even though I play an Arcades deck. Righteous Fury. That's a pretty good looking one. It's non-foil. Oh, man, this like messed with my head for a second. I thought it had like some special like writing or something. It has like satellite feed, gleaming bastion. But these lands aren't that great, unfortunately. That's the thing. If you want a set to be good, just have like a good land cycle in it, right? I mean, this is actually going to go immediately into one of my commander decks. But I missed a couple chats here. Tap says Bleach, Naruto, JJK, or solo leveling. Come on, don't be one of those solo leveling stands. Tap. I had respect for your comments. Now they're just gone. No. I enjoyed solo leveling. I just think it's way overhyped. I'm one of the few. I'm. This maybe sounds hipstery of me, but I read all of the manhwa online on my phone way before it was even popular. Like I've read so many Korean and obviously Japanese, but Korean manhwa, and yeah, I enjoyed actually the story of solo leveling is it's never great, but it gets really bad at the very end. So just a warning. But anyways, but it is definitely an aura farming awesome, kind of one. But yeah, there's so many animes that I think would be cool, but they're pretty niche, and so they probably won't do those. But yeah, like all the big ones, I bet you it's the big three. I mean, it would be the big three plus Dragon Ball Z. So Bleach, One Piece, Naruto, Dragon Ball Z. But then even like Sailor Moon would probably hit. Those are some of like the top like biggest like kids anime, but are like the like famous anime. But yeah, if they do anime set, they will 1,000% do serialized. Yeah, I hope they don't. Just don't do it with Bleach, please, please. Oh, if they do like a really cool, what's the term? Dangai, I think, or something like that. Ichigo. It's Ichigo's ultimate form. The like when he's fighting what's his name? Not Ryu. Captain. The main bad guy with the glasses. Holy crap! Not. I have to. I'm blanking. Eisen. Jeez, I was gonna be angry to have to look it up. But Eisen, when he fights Eisen, and if they do like an ultimate Ichigo Dangai, I think it's something called, like, and it's serialized, I'll have to get one. I'll have to sell whatever it needs to. Spend thousands of dollars to get that card. Like, that's my favorite. When that came out, now I was just like, that's maybe the coolest. That was maybe my favorite like fandom moment, other than, I mean, being in a movie theater when Captain America picked up the Thor's hammer. That was pretty hype. That was one of the best movie experiences I've ever had. But Seawell says, I remember when you first started the channel, you had the podcast with Ben talking about hard magic systems. It's been a minute. Yeah. Yeah. Brandon's magic systems. Brando Sando. As a Magic and anime fan, I'm definitely, this is Tap. I want that. But as someone who hates LARPers and scalpers, I know anime would bring them in. You're right. I guess I didn't think about that, but I mean, that's just part of the course now, man. I don't know if we can ever escape that again. Jujutsu Kaisen Rika, I'd be done. And says Insane Goon. Yeah, I mean, what's his name? Who's I can't even think of the two main characters now. Rika's host. Not obviously Satoru Gojo. What's his name? That last episode of the last season where he fights like 3 top people was so cool. I would guess Naruto or Dragon Ball Z is the first anime set I would love as One Punch. One Punch Man would actually be awesome if they did that right. That would be hilarious. They should do One Punch Man as an unglued set. That would be funny. I'm not a solo leveling stan. I'm saying based on popularity. Good for you, Tap. You walked it back, but no, I'm just joking. Yeah, I think that based on popularity, solo leveling would definitely be chosen. Yeah, I don't think they would choose Dragon Ball Z or One Piece because of the other games. Yeah, I agree with you. But I mean, I think Bleach has its own game. It's not popular, but I think all of them have their own games. I don't know. You say that because they have their own games, but why Schwartz does does their thing with a lot of properties that also have their own games. So, I don't know. Sorry, I was a little bit behind on the chat. Yeah, Aizen. Not the final. Yeah, his final Getsuga Tensho, but he has like a Mugetsu. No, he has like a. Yeah, there's a type of, they call the form that Ichigo takes. Ichigo Bleach forms. It's like Dongai or something. Dongai Ichigo. Dongai Ichigo is a real powerful form. That's what it's called. Dangai. Dongai Ichigo. That's when he's like he basically loses all of his, spoiler. He loses all of his powers after he uses this attack, but he like saves the existence of everything with it. That's pretty cool. But then it's a shonen anime, so he gets his powers back, obviously. But Utah, Okotsuki. Studio Ghibli. Yes, I would love that. I don't see it happening, but I would love that. Yeah, yeah. Tap. Will in YouTube, Willie says Studio Ghibli serialized Horn of Salvation Ichigo. No, Tap. It's not gonna happen. As much as I would love that, it would screw me over. Screw me over. See, here's the thing, guys. I just got so excited for Universes Beyond. But so I really can't, like, what do they say? We can't yuck people's yums anymore. Because maybe there's people out there that feel this pumped about Marvel. This one has one of the golden autographs. But I mean, I'm a pretty big Marvel stan. I'm mostly a DC guy, but I still love Marvel. And I mean, I mostly love the X-Men. Yeah, I mostly love the X-Men, Spider-Man in Marvel. And then I love everything Superman and Batman in DC. But anyways, maybe there's people out here that are super pumped like I would be about Bleach. I mean, I was pretty pumped about Lord of the Rings. It just got really expensive. I think they did a great job with Lord of the Rings. A lot of people liked Final Fantasy, but Lord of the Rings has been the best one for me. And I opened way more of that than I ever should have, and it was I spent way too much money on Lord of the Rings. That's the most I've ever spent on any Universes Beyond. I mean, honestly, I got two collector booster boxes of Final Fantasy, and I ended up selling them. Well, I opened one and sold it to a bunch of friends at cost. So like 3 of us opened one box together, and then the second box I ended up taking to Magic Con Vegas, not last year but the year before, and sold it for like $900 or something. So I ended up not really opening much of that because it was just worth so much. But Bullseye, Death Dealer, a Plains. Oh, this looks cool. Grim Reaper's Scythe. This sounds like it could be a magic card. Whenever one or more creature cards leave your graveyard, create a 2/2 black zombie creature token. Actually, just barely put some like tomb card that whenever a card leaves your graveyard, you make a bat. Although this has to be creature cards. I think, well, maybe that one does too. But sacrifice 2 creatures, return target creature card from your graveyard to the battlefield. Yeah, it's actually a pretty good commander card. Spectator Seating. I've been needing more of these actually, so I'm not. I mean, it's not foil, but I'm not angry at that. Miss Marvel, Kamala Khan, Anthem of Champions, and ooh, that's pretty cool looking. It's probably not worth a ton. Anybody tell me if I should look it up if you think it's worth looking up, but pretty cool looking. The black and silver like that with Winter Soldier is pretty cool. Vigilance Menace. Winter Soldier gets +2/+0 for each equipment attached to him. Nice. Return this card to the battle. Return this card from your graveyard to the battlefield with a finality counter on him. Then you may attach an equipment you control to him. Pretty cool as a commander because he dies once, and then he's going to cost 4 from the command zone. But instead, you have him go to your graveyard and then pay 5. It doesn't have to be at sorcery speed, right? Ooh, everything seems to say sorcery speed lately. So then you bring him back for 5. He dies again. He's exiled because of finality, but then he goes to the command zone, and then he only costs 4 that next time. That's pretty cool. Insane Goon says Jujutsu Kaisen is one of my favorite Japanese mangas. Yeah, I started. So I'm caught up on the anime, and I started reading a little bit of the manga. But I mean, that's a pretty downer of a shonen like action manga. Like everything sad always happens, and so I just was like, yeah, I'll just wait for the anime. Because there are a few mangas that end up being better in anime, like animated, and Jujutsu Kaisen I think is maybe one of those. Same with Chainsaw Man. But the next Marvel collab probably next year will be X-Men. That one I'm going to be pretty pumped about, actually. Like, honestly, the Hulk is my favorite. I'm still hoping I can pull one. Any foil Hulk. That's the goal we still have, everybody. The Hulk is my favorite. I mentioned Spider-Man and X-Men, but the Hulk, I just love any Dr. Jekyll, Mr. Hyde kind of stories. That's basically just Marvel's Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde. Plus, the Hulk is so cool where his power is equivalent to the rage that he has. That's why he's super nerfed in a lot of movies, is because, and that's why, like, you wouldn't like me when I'm angry or whatever. It means so much, is like the more angry he gets, the more powerful he gets. So, anyways, but what was I going to say? Oh, I was responding to a comment. What was I saying? Oh yeah, X-Men. X-Men will be pretty sweet. X-Men is the best. X-Men's the best type of Marvel because X-Men actually covers concepts that are pretty cool or interesting or meaningful. I feel like a lot of the regular Marvel world stuff is like, oh, Galactus is going to come and eat our world. Let's fight him somehow. And you're just like, okay. Or there's like, you know, a bunch of different variants of Mr. Fantastic that, you know, try and take over the world, sort of like Kang did in the movies. You're like, okay, but then everything X-Men is like, it's a lot of it's about racism, like, right, like, or it was like an allusion towards racism, but like, and then like all the characters are way better developed in X-Men. Like, man, X-Men's where it's at. Super intelligence. The Avengers are the coolest when there's X-Men in them. I mean, come on. Shock. Man, there are a lot of reprints. What the heck? Human Torch, Johnny Storm. We got 3 of them. I think we got Sue Storm, Mr. Fantastic, and the Human Torch, are the uncommon ones. That's sort of cool. A Plains. I needed a Scarlet Witch, actually. That's cool. Nice. Lockjaw, Slobbering Teleporter. I played Snap for a while, and so that's the only reason I know who Lockjaw is. I don't even know who he is in like the comics, but I just know of him because of the character in Snap, the mobile game. Construct a Cosmic Cube. Chaos Warp. I wanted one of these foil. It's actually a really cool art. Well, I could still use a non-foil. And Sangoon says, Ryuta and Rika, man, all-time favorite for anime characters, one of them. Yeah. I mean, it probably would be better for the main character to be Yuta over Yuji. Although Yuji is becoming a more interesting character in this last season. He sort of was a boring character until this last season. I mean, Yuji's sort of a boring character too. The two like mainish characters are like, there's not a lot going on. There's not a lot of like internal struggle with those guys. They're just sort of pretty straightforward who they are. At least, I mean, at the beginning they have some struggle, but the Coming of Galactus: 2 black, a green, and 2 colorless. Destroy up to 1 target non-land permanent. I mean, because honestly, Jujutsu Kaisen Satoru Gojo is the main character. And then the author just nerfs him because he doesn't want him to be the main character anymore. And you're like, all right, whatever. A Gambit card, dude. Gambit is the best. Matthias, I need some good luck. We started off too strong. Now we need to get it. I need a foil Bruce Banner. If we get a foil Bruce Banner after this because Matthias showed up, it's because Matthias showed up. I feel it. So bring me that luck, Matthias. If you don't get it, it's okay too. We have only 4 more packs, so we do need Bruce Banner to show up shortly. Is it blasphemous to say that I'm more excited for the Hobbit and Star Trek sets than I am for any other sets this year? I mean, to each their own. I'm not a Trekkie. There probably isn't a Universes Beyond set that has come out that I'm less interested in than Star Trek. And that is not a statement on how cool it is at all. I really enjoyed the recent movies of Star Trek, although I've heard people say that those are really not Star Trek movies, the Chris Pine ones. I also do remember some Jean-Luc Picard Enterprise movies, like the Borg movie, which was really good. I just never got into Star Trek. It was a little bit like I'm pretty old. I'm turning 40, but like my parents weren't really into it, so I guess I had a chance to be into it, but I just never got into it. Even Doctor Who, I've seen more Doctor Who than I have of Star Trek, but The Hobbit is obviously going to be amazing. So, Tap, you're just throwing out hot takes. You said it's a hot take, and that is a hot take. The original, the Lord of the Rings trilogy extended version are my favorite movies of all time. Period. Above every other movie. Period. So you can tell what if you think I'd like The Hobbit more than them. I don't. I do love The Hobbit. I just listened to The Hobbit with Andy Serkis. Um, did the audio for it. It was awesome. I love the story. But this is not even me saying this, but The Hobbit was written for children, the original book series. And then he decided to write the Lord of the Rings series, and later retroactively changed a few things from The Hobbit to make it fit with the Lord of the Rings. So The Hobbit's fun and awesome, but it doesn't have the same themes and the same depth that the Lord of the Rings does, in my opinion. But again, just my opinion. Totally cool, and I can respect your hot take. Star Trek is for older folk, in my opinion, but The Hobbit is foundational. Foundational is what I fundación, fundacional, for you, Matthias. Yeah, I feel that. The Hobbit is a great entryway into fantasy, and is great to read to kids compared to like Lord of the Rings. They're gonna be so bored when they, um, but yeah. Anyways, that's what these streams are for, Tap. I mean, I'm opening cards, but and that's fun and it's great. But man, I just like talking about nerdy things. So, so no, yeah, chatting and you guys chatting in is enjoyable for me. So don't worry about. I mean, I can go on tangents as you can tell, but um, Bilbo is better MC than Frodo. I'd agree to that. But Lord of the Rings has three main characters. And honestly, Sam is the main character, not Frodo. He's the secret main character. Without Samwise Gamgee, the world is over, man. Ooh, yeah, just like Tap said. Yeah, Frodo is a little bitch. No, I'm just kidding. Here's the thing. Here's my one take on Frodo. Only those that held a ring, especially the Ring of Power, can ever know how hard it would be to take the ring, to hold the ring, right? Also, when Bilbo was holding the ring, it wasn't trying to get back to Sauron. It was trying to stay hidden until Sauron was ready for it to come to him. Right? So there wasn't the same pull. He just thought it was a magical ring, which magical rings in the world at that time were rare, but nobody thought it was the ring, the one ring. By the time Frodo got it, Sauron was doing everything, and the ring were trying to get back to him. So this is me being an apologist for Frodo, even though I still think he sucks overall. I'm saying like I sympathize with him as a character because there's no way we can understand like the pressure that and it literally was changing him. On top of when he got stabbed, he was literally becoming a wraith, barely saved from becoming a wraith. Um, anyways, but Samwise Gamgee is the only one to ever give up the ring without coercion, right? Bilbo had to be coerced by Gandalf, even though he did voluntarily give it up. So that, which is pretty amazing. He had to be basically like convinced by Gandalf. Frodo got his finger chewed off. He didn't choose to give it up. Everyone else before them basically had it taken away. Samwise was the only one. Even though he realized what it was doing to him and he was tempted not to give it up, which is partly why he gave it up. He was the only one to ever give it up. Although you could almost say that Faramir was also really cool but Faramir never had the ring in his possession. So he's an honorable mention because he is the only dude to like basically have the ring, but he realized what it did to his brother and he was like, nah, I'm going to just be a regular captain and not be corrupted like this did to my awesome brother. But anyways, I could go on and on about this. But I do think Frodo is cool for like, and he's a great character in the story, but he's not as cool as Sam. He's not as cool as Bilbo. He would be cool. I mean, this is for the story. It had to be this way. He would be really cool if he trusted Sam over Schmeagol, Golem. But I can understand why he didn't, and he regrets it. He repents later. All right, death to our enemies. I missed some comments here. Yes, thank you. Of course. What I love most is the nerd talks. If you ever have a topic you want to talk about, bring it up. If I have any knowledge about it, I'll tell you about it. The things I don't know about are Star Trek. Although I do know a little bit of Star Trek still. I know a little bit about the Borg. I know a little bit about the Klingons. I mean, I did see a couple seasons, not like straight, but like I watched some Star Trek when it was on TV back when I was young. My dad did watch some Star Trek, but like I never was super pumped about it. Although I probably, my friends, I was talking with some friends about this. I probably might actually love Star Trek nowadays because of all the like the philosophical talks and decisions and choices that they make. When I was a kid, I was like, man, this is boring because they would always like set phasers to stun. I'm like, no, blow their heads up. I mean, it's a little too gruesome, but anyways, so I don't know Star Trek. I don't know One Piece, but man, have I tried to get into One Piece because so many people love One Piece, but I hate the art style. Hate it. Worst art style in anime, bar none. There's nothing worse than it. So, but I've tried multiple times to ignore that. And everyone's like, oh, it's so good after you get to like episode 700. Okay. Or like at least 100 or something. But I've gone to like episode 50. And then I think like I watched it like episode 20. I've even tried watching the Netflix one, which is super goofy and dumb too. It's just not for me. But I do think maybe there's a chance I'll like it. I've heard they're doing an abridged version that's like an official abridged version. So I'm crossing my fingers for that. But man, I can't think of another major property that I haven't done or been a part of that or like done something with in nerd worlds. Name something and I'll tell you if I've read it or watched it or played it or something. Flying drone, Hydra disintegrator, Armzola, a forest. Ooh, we got one of the Doctor Dooms. This is the black regular foil black Doctor Doom. Maybe there's a place for that somewhere, but can't think of one right now. Extract Power. Modoc. Show and Tell. I've actually needed a Show and Tell. I don't think I own one right now. I sort of hate this coloring of this one. It's all red and black and this blue card. Oh, so close. So close. Wait, is this? Whoa, wait. This is actually a hit, you guys. I thought this was going to be Bruce Banner because it looks like the Bruce Banner one. But isn't this a hit? I think you're only supposed to get. Well, we got a good box because this is 2 of these in one box. So we got the Ant-Man, we got Iron Man. But man, I think this is a hit. I think. Let's see. Let's see here. The Invincible Iron Man. The Invincible Iron Man. The heck? You keep saying. Did I spell Invincible wrong? The Invincible Iron. Oh, it's because it's Tony Stark. Ho ho! I think this is a hit. 100 bones, baby. $100. Okay, we got one of the worst ones with the Ant-Man, but then we got one of the best ones with Tony Flippin' Stark. I'm not going to use this at all, but it is cool. I mean, maybe there's a place for it. Look at the top 4 cards of your library. You may reveal an artifact card from among them and put it into your hand. Put the rest on the bottom of your library in random order, and then you pay 5 to flip him. At the beginning of combat on your turn, you may put an artifact card from your hand on the battlefield. If it's an equipment, it's actually not bad. Okay, there's a place for this. I have a big Colossus deck that plays a bunch of big artifacts. That would be pretty good for that one. Sorry, I missed some of your congratulations. Thanks, everybody. I love One Piece, but we've had this conversation. Yeah. We definitely chatted about One Piece before. One Piece is the equivalent of Grey's Anatomy. That's pretty funny. I mean, so before I forget, Sam is the best character. I mean, Aragorn is pretty good. My favorite character is actually Boromir, but not that he's the most moral character. I just think he's the most interesting of all the characters. But Aragorn and Sam, you can't really beat them for like protagonist type characters. They're the best. But anyways, did you see the new trailer that dropped today? You mean, is it? Oh, there's a Bleach trailer. I think I haven't seen yet. Is that what you talked about, Matthias? I did see the Spider-Man trailer. It came out a few days ago. $100, Carlos just bought it today. Oh, you just bought it today? Nice, man. Nice. Yeah, we have 3 more packs. I just need, for this to be a perfect box opening for me, of value and things that I want, I just need any kind of foil Bruce Banner. I know I'm moving on to that, but this is perfect. I can't ever help. I mean, I guess the Mind Stone would be like, dumb. I don't really care about the Mind Stone though. It's just worth a lot of money. But getting 2 box arts, unexpected. Getting the Wolverine card like this, super unexpected and super cool. Winter Soldier, whatever. I don't think it's worth anything, but it is cool looking. But then, yeah, we just need to get a Bruce Banner. Here we go. Last 3 packs. I told you would be lucky. You were lucky. Just okay. We'll give this to you, Matthias. You brought Iron Man. Now let's see if we can get a Bruce Banner. My favorite character is Sam ever since first time. Yeah, Sam is amazing. Sam's everything you want from a best bud. You want someone to believe in you and care about you and fight for you and yeah. So Sam's awesome, and he gets the girl at the end, and I mean Sam is the main. If Sam is the classic hero. If you look at like it doesn't it's not from his point of view. It's from Bilbo and Frodo's point of view. You know the story is ish. But Sam, if you look at like his he goes from nothing to get everything basically, and goes on this trip, and then comes back home and is he's wealthy and has a family and he wins. Sam wins. Aragorn and Sam, they win Middle Earth. Yeah, Boromir's the best, Matthias. The best. Boromir is the best because he's us, in my opinion. Where we are complex, flawed people, but we are striving to be good and to do what we can. And when we make mistakes, hopefully we get back up and give everything that we have, even to the end of our lives. Yeah. Anyways, I love Boromir. Okay, here we go. Last few. Bruce Banner. All we need is a little 1/1 blue creature. 1/1 for 1 Bruce Banner. I'm going to go a little bit quick through these last few. Herbie Scout Unit. Looks horrible. I do need the extra building, actually. So that'll be good. Taxi Driver. Another Spider-Man reprint, and it's one of the worst named ones. Freaking hate those. Victor Timely. Ooh, I needed the Red Hulk. Literally I need it for my deck, and it's worth nothing, but I forgot that I needed one of those. So that's good for an uncommon spot. The Vision and Scarlet Witch. Whenever you cast a spell, well, it's going right into my Electro deck, which is a Spider-Man villain. Galactus. We got Galactus and Silver Surfer. Where are you, Silver Surfer? The heck? Was it that long ago? Wow. They're not good, but they're cool. We can get them together. All right. And don't want to hurt the cards. Don't want to hurt your paper. Here's the thing. Here's a little pet peeve that I haven't told anybody because anyways, I've never had a chance to, but I hate it when people say it's just cardboard. Okay? You can't say that because that's the same so many things are that way. There's so many things that are worth money that are worth way more than the sum of their parts. They're worth more. They're yeah, literally fiat currency is a great example, right? Like a dollar bill has value outside of the materials that it is, right? $100 bill. But collectibles like art, yeah, I guess you could say some art, if you're painting an oil painting, maybe costs you 20, 30, $50 to, maybe a canvas costs $100 if it's really big. But you could sell art for millions of dollars, So I think it's stupid when people are it's just cardboard. It's just shiny cardboard. It's come on, you're stupid. Anyways. That one Envision is $100? What? What are you talking about, Insane Goon? What? Why? Just because it's rare? What the heck? I guess we got to look it up. I did not know that. I mean, I believe you, but I just want to see. I just want to see it. Why is it $100? It's not that good. It's just because you can't get it that much. The Vision. Okay, regular one's 50 or 90. Oh wait, that's foil. Yeah, 90 to $100. Foil. Wow. Why is this? Oh, because it's just a commander foil that's rare. Whoa, there's only 5 of them on TCG Player. Period. What the heck? Did we get one of the best boxes outside of the Mind Stone? I couldn't have. What? Wow, now we're just getting the gravy. Matthias, you brought the hype, dude. That's wild. That is wild, man. Okay. 3/3 for 4. Flying. Whenever you cast a spell. Man, it almost is better than Electro. I mean, the fact that Electro lets you carry it on. Man, they are really good. Good job, Matthias. Thanks for pointing it out in Zangoon. I might not have. I mean, I maybe eventually would have realized, but Matthias, I never even thought about that ever before. With back to the Lord of the Rings, he says Aragorn has that elf blood too. He's hacking the ring's temptation. Yeah, there's some. I mean, I think it's sort of funny, but I think that his ancestor who got the ring from at the beginning also was part elvish, and he failed. But I could be wrong. I swear he was elvish. Or no, wait, did Numenor marry an elf? No, maybe Numenor. Maybe I'm wrong. Yeah, maybe the elf side was on his mom's. Yeah, okay. But either way, the Galadriel had a hard time with the ring still. But yeah, maybe being an elf does help you see a little bit better perspective. That's funny. Hacking. I don't know how to connect the lion roar. I appreciate that, Insane Goon. Thanks. I was so shocked by your message, but thanks so much for the super chat. Let's see. I can do an after the fact lion roar. Let's see. There we go. I need to look at. I tried to at one time connect the membership to the OBS, but the only one that's connected is Twitch. But I appreciate that. I'll give you a personal Carlos lion roar. Thank you. Well, I got halfway through that pack and put it down because didn't realize we got 100, 100, 40, 90. I think these paid for it. I very rarely break even, but that's. So do we get up to that's probably close to 400 right there. So we actually beat the market value, what I paid for it this time, which is nice. We have a King T'Challa non-foil, double-sided. This looks like matte black, which it looks cool, but it also looks horrible at the same time. Like this should be foil. Like I don't know if you can see what I'm talking about. Like the card is cool, but because of how the coloring is, it looks like it's like printed on a printer, like my printer out here. I'm sure it looks awesome foil, like just like this Winter Soldier. But man, this does not look that great. It looks like so washed out for a that's wild. Ooh, Insane Goon, thanks for coming a member. Appreciate that, my man. You're a knight. We have 3 levels. If you want to check out we didn't we have so this was at the beginning for those that weren't here, but our highest level get one like a pack per time every time I do a box opening. And wait, isn't this worth something? Crap, is this the best box of all time? I swear this is worth something. I mean, Roaming Thrones, period, are usually. $50. What the freak? Okay, I can't hope for a Bruce Banner anymore. I can't. I'll be too greedy if I do. We've already won. We've already had the best. This is maybe the best box I've ever opened. That's not like opening a super chase card like the serialized Kozilek. Thank you for everyone for being here and letting me open this box. Oh. Okay. I mean, I'm feeling a little greedy though. I am feeling like I want that Bruce Banner. I don't need any special version. Just a Bruce Banner at this point. Because I mean, honestly, I can buy one later, but it's because it's the one deck that I made that I'm gonna keep from the set. So it's the main reason. But I mean, it would just be cool to open. I actually do think this is a hilarious card. I sort of hate it, but I hated it so much that I love it. It's just like like this is what if you would have showed this to like those that hate Universes Beyond, but if you showed it to those like a year or two ago that this was going to be a card, they probably would have like a conniption and like bust a blood vessel. I just think it's so ridiculous at this point. I actually partially want to. I made my first Pendragon deck. It's like a Pauper variant, Pauper Commander variant, where you have a common creature and then a legendary equipment, and then it's all commons in the deck. I sort of just want to make a deck just with this guy, just because it's like can be the commander. But that's hilarious. Dude, Insane Goon, thanks so much. I'm hoping to build out the night level 2 a little bit in the future. I'm trying to keep things a little bit close to the chest until I do them. I don't want to be as much of like, hey, this is what I plan on doing. I just want to like start doing the things and then you get more bonuses. But yeah, make sure to you're already in the Discord, but I'm going to be doing a bunch of cool stuff for patrons and members in the Discord. So also, you should be able to connect to the Discord through members. If I'm curious, you're already in it before that, so I don't know if it would let you see the connection, but I want to make sure people that become members on YouTube can also get connected to the Discord. So I'll have to check on that. But anyways, all right, we have 2 more packs. I said I was going to go quick through. Oh, I didn't even finish this pack. Well, that is hilarious. I got to the Doom variant and then didn't even finish. Let's finish. Let's see what the last part of this pack is. Okay. I was feeling some real greed there. I was like, it's going to be a Doom card, and then it's going to be something else amazing. Thunderbolt's Conspiracy. Whenever a villain you control dies, return it to the battlefield under its owner's control with a finality counter on it. Okay, all right, we're back to this pack. Oh no, I'm not saying I'm gonna begin. I am trying to turn Patreon and membership into supporting me a little bit. Not like supporting me to pay my bills, but like in the past, I was honestly did so many giveaways that like I gave away way more than I ever like got from stuff. I am trying to switch that to be like, you know, not that anymore, but there are still some like I just want to give things away, but I don't necessarily want to do it through like Twitch or anything anymore, or Twitter. I mean, sorry, Twitch is fine, but just to like randos that don't really like hang out with me or care about my stuff. So anyways, there'll be some fun things. And the biggest thing that's hopefully coming, as much as I said I'm not going to talk about the future, is I'm really going to be trying to do more like gameplay online. So I don't know if that's something you're into, but I want to have like a weekly time where we like play on webcam games just casually. So anyways, Hulk Gamma Goliath crossover collaboration, Lurking Lizards, Namora the Sea Queen. Some pretty cool art actually. Hulk Smash! Hulk Smash! Teamwork 4. That's probably from one of the scene cards. The Arc Reactor. That's pretty cool, actually. Falcon and Redwing. This one, is this one worth something too? These double cards? Or is it just that other one? Let me know. This one isn't foil. We got the Vision. Sort of cool. Fury of the Horde. This one is an amazing art, actually. This one I really like. Super cool. That's awesome. And the Superhero Civil War. Civil War in the comics is way more intense than in the movies, but I didn't mind how they did it in the movies. Whoa. Yeah, you'll definitely see more about the webcam games. I'm going to be available. My goal, what I'm going to do is I'm going to be available at a set time each week, and maybe there won't be enough people to play every week, but I'm going to at least like set aside the time. And if there's not enough people, I do want to get a whole pod each time. Maybe we could play with 3, but if we don't, after like 30 minutes, I might play arena or something. Maybe I'll stream it or something, but I'm going to find a time where I can be available on an evening every week, and then maybe not everyone can play every time, but you'll know that like I'm available and want to play. And you can choose the power level because I have everything. Too many decks, but so that's what I'm going to try and do sooner than later. Probably after the 4th of July holidays is my goal, is to try and get things going. Tabletop Simulator. Yeah, well, the cool thing about it with not Moxfield, but just doing it online is you can connect your Moxfield. So you can do like a Moxfield game. So like these won't be recorded, the games, and so you can just put like a Moxfield deck in, and then it has like a way for you to play through Moxfield, and you can play that way. So you don't even have to have the cards. But that was for you, Tap. If you're, well, yeah. Carlos, I was browsing your Moxfield. You built the Fantastic Four. I did. That is for our superheroes gameplay, but we were going to record it on Tuesday, but then I had a bunch of software issues for our audio, and so I had to cancel. And by Tuesday I mean last Tuesday. So we're gonna try and we've been trying to reschedule this week, and then it didn't work out, and so we're trying to get a game in maybe on the 1st. So we won't get any kind of bump from like the algorithm for getting out our game, but we'll probably get it out, and like if we get it recorded next week, then we'll get it out in a week or 2 after that. So I built the Fantastic Four for that. The reason being is because I built this deck, which is my we have one more pack. I'll tell you about my deck, and then we'll see if the deck that I built will brings us a Bruce Banner. But it's not fully built. I haven't put all the lands and stuff in it yet. But I built a Pinger deck. It's basically an Enrage deck. I have like a bunch of things that make the Hulk indestructible, a bunch of things that give haste, and then I have all these like untappers. And then I have a bunch of Enrage things, and then I have a bunch of things that like make it so all your creatures tap for mana, and then I have all these pingers. Because I used to have a Garson Starn deck, and it was sort of lame, but I had all these cool pingers that I always wanted to play. But then with Enrage and the pingers, there's a couple Enrage dinosaurs. But eventually, what I was going to show is this is a combo deck though. So I took apart my Chulainn CDH deck a while back and didn't have a place for these combos. They're not game changers. So Earthcraft combo, Alluring combos, Intruder Alarm combos, Cloudstone Curio combos. So basically you can attack with it's the whole Caltrops combo. That's a separate combo that's in here. But you can attack with Bruce Banner, with Hulk, and then I can use Tim during combat to ping him and attack again, and then do it again, and then do it again. And so, anyways, that's the deck I built, and I was gonna play it on the channel, but then I realized it would be super boring to watch. I think I'm pumped about playing it just in general. Like, this is a bracket 2, maybe a bracket 3 deck if I put Seedborn Muse in it, but it just wasn't gonna go. So, anyways, long story to answer. That's why I built the Fantastic Four, and I did Fantastic Four humans. So, but I'm not building that deck permanently. I can't put Azorius in here though, Matthias. It is a teamer deck, but I'll check it out still, nonetheless. What's up, Veggie? Thanks for saying hello. Last pack, here we go. Bruce Banner. Bruce Banner. Come on, Brucey. Come on, Brucey. All right. Commons. Oh, Jessica Jones. Infinity Formula. Hammerhead. Oh, wow. Did we really? I feel like we got. I'll have to check, but I feel like we might have gotten every one of these from the uncommon slot. Swamp. Another Wrecking Crew. Unfortunately, in Sangoon, maybe we haven't finished this pack, but the only double we got was the Ruinous Wrecking Crew. We didn't get another Spider-Man. Folk Hero. So crazy reprint. Loki, God of Lies. Ooh, wow. I mean, we killed it. We freaking killed it with like value cards in this box. Like you can't beat the. Okay, let's just finish. Teferi's Protection for anyone just listening. And it's really cool art. It's not foil, but man, got some good hits. Oh, that's okay. This is like one of the worst rares in this slot, but it's all good. If every time I had to sacrifice me getting the main thing that I want to then get this instead, it's worth it. I'll do that every time. Let me zoom out a little bit here. Well, what do you think? John, this is your pack. I'm going to put it in this box for now. Unfortunately, the one pack that John got did not have one of these. If I was a better man, I would just give him the Iron Man or something. But I actually want to see if he'll trade me the one that he pulled. We'll see. Maybe I can give him a different collector booster pack unless he wants it. But yeah, did pretty well here. Got for some non-foils, we got the reprint ones. We got Teferi's Protection and Roaming Throne non-foils. The secret ones that I didn't realize were expensive, or the Wolverine and the Vision and Scarlet Witch. So those are sort of like the bonuses. And then, I mean, we got a bonus art card too, or comic book art card, or comic book cover card. We got 2. So I mean, pretty cool, pretty good. Not too shabby. And then we still got some other rares and things too. I didn't ever look at this Winter Soldier. I bet you it's like $5 or something. But got some of these other rares. I'm trying to think if there's anything else that was. We got one of these lands. It seemed more rare than I realized. These are all the foils. And then the non-foils. The Vision. Yeah, that's the worst one. That matte black back sucks. They should have made it another color. Show and tell. Forgot about show and tell. Probably not worth anything anymore, but I did need a show and tell. Heroic Intervention. Isn't that worth probably $10 or something too? The Chaos Warp is just cool. Yeah, I mean, Universes Beyond is sort of cool, you guys. Here's the thing. Kid Carlos, like 12-year-old, 13-year-old Carlos playing Magic would love this stuff. And I think I love this stuff now too. I think the angst just comes from, we know that Hasbro is just trying to get our money, you know? Like, they're not doing this because they love the game or the properties or us. They just want more of our cash. And that's fine. That's not like inherently evil. But I just want my cake and eat it too. I think that the long story short is, I think that they could do both. I think that they could do it the right way, and I think that they would make more money doing it the right way. That's the sad part. That's what it is at this point. It's just, if they did it the best way, you wouldn't have to sacrifice. You'd still make all the money that they want and more. And everyone could be happy. But anyways, I don't know if I fully follow your comment there, Veggie Dog. I did not repot. I did not repo the comic book art was so hard to get. Did not realize the comic book art was so hard to get, is maybe what you're trying to say. Yeah, I heard that they're just 1 per box, so getting 2 is pretty sweet. I'm pretty pumped about that. We do enable them tap. I was maybe going to say but I don't know if I can. I mean, but the option of not, that's the hard part about like corptocracies or like capitalism in general, is unless you get a critical mass of people to all boycott together, then those that really have a principled stance are usually the only ones that lose, because the company still wins, because those that don't have principles end up buying enough so that, and then those that don't buy based on principle don't get the enjoyment of playing with the stuff. So unless we can all like come together, it's not going to make a difference. So it's sort of like the more principled you are and sort of the more moral character you have, it's sort of like, this is going to maybe be a hot take, but when I really, 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 really think about it, when I like look at my dog and realize that there are other animals out there that have the same intelligence and like emotions that my dog does, like pigs and cows and things like that, but we kill and eat them. Like morally, I have a hard time with it. Obviously, not just because of this. I love eating meat, and I don't hold it against anybody that does. But when I think about it, I'm like, man, in the perfect world, if I could get all of the nutrition and enjoyment that I get from eating meat from not meat, I probably wouldn't eat meat because of the moral stance, right? But there's a lot of people out there that are just trying to be like vegans, to be like holier than thou and like look down on people, and those people suck. And but there are a really rare few people out there that care about not hurting other organisms enough that they're willing to not do something that they enjoy, like eating meat, because they don't want to cause like harm. So anyways, that's a whole other thing, but I bring that up because that's what it sort of would take for us to change Hasbro. It would take all of us to like unite together and not have fun with this game for like a year, 2, 3, maybe 4, 5 years for us to have enough influence to really make the changes based on like, and that is a little bit of, that's like, my degree was in political science in college, and like the problem with movements is that they just don't get the critical mass typically of enough support to hurt the bottom line of those that are oppressing or in power. So, anyways, and we got a little political there, but that is my take on us enabling them. I agree with you, and I think we are, but you sort of have to make the decision. Are you going to be of the highest moral caliber? Then yeah, you can not play and buy and enjoy the hobby that you have just out of principle. But doing so is not going to most likely change anything. So you have to have that understanding that like, I'm going to morally make this decision to not engage with this thing, but statistically, it's probably not going to make a change or a difference. Now, voting is a little different, right? Because there's enough people willing to vote, especially, every 4 years, that's like ingrained in our society. And even then, what we vote on a lot of times is like controlled by, lobbying groups and special interest groups and, politicians and things. So anyways, I'm getting way off topic. This is not even nerd talk anymore. So, but yeah, I appreciate you all. Let me look at these last few comments though, actually. But I've thought about that long and hard though, Tap. So, no worries, Veggie. It is late. Veggie says Universes Beyond is person to person. If this was Warhammer or Miyazaki, more fantasy. Yeah, I agree. I think it is really person to person. I've said this multiple times even tonight, but regardless of what universe they're doing in Universes Beyond, I do think they need to treat them better. And this one is pretty good. This one's like in the middle, in my opinion. It's definitely better than like Spider-Man. But I think for most people, we shouldn't be like angry at the fans for enjoying the product. It's still mostly Hasbro for taking advantage of us. Even though it is partly our fault for buying their stuff. But Tap says, and we will never, because Universes Beyond sells more than the main storyline MTG sets. I've heard that narrative, and it is true in the sense of like Lord of the Rings and Final Fantasy are like the best sets ever, but I don't know if it's true forever. Meaning, I don't know how long they will be able to have access to properties that allow them to continue to do that. Does that make sense? Hopefully, it makes sense. Meaning, unless if they had access to Lord of the Rings and Final Fantasy every couple of years and they could keep going back to those kind of big properties, then I would agree. But because they probably don't have access to these things and there's a finite amount of like crossover Universes Beyond properties, it's like eating their own tail. It's like killing the golden goose to squeeze out your audience to get a little bit of money now for sacrificing for later, right? Like the Magic property, the Magic in universe cards and like storyline is what they should focus on, because that's what they have access to forever, and they won't always have access to these different properties, in my opinion. But they're not thinking 10 years down the line. They're thinking next quarter, you know. Veggie says 15-year vegetarian here. Yeah, I think that's awesome. Here's the thing, do whatever you want with your own life and body, as long as it's not hurting somebody else. I'll say that right at the beginning. But being vegetarian, vegan, pescatarian, any way you eat, I think first should be for health. And I struggle with that. I have an eating disorder. But anyways, but if you're gonna, as long anybody that's like I'm vegan or vegetarian, and you have like a personal belief to do that, I think that's great. If you try and evangelize and like force other people to, you're I don't think you should. And you shouldn't you should make, and nobody will know this except you, but like it's your, anyways, I'm not even going to get into that, but I think it's great. I think it's awesome. I actually did vegetarian for 6 months with my sister. We did vegan for 1 month. Vegan is freaking hard, man. This was like 10 years ago, 15 years ago, maybe. Yeah, probably 10 years ago. But man, vegan is really hard because like everything has like whey in it, which is like milk dust, milk product. Like, man, it's hard to be vegan. Vegetarian's not too bad. You just don't eat meat. But dude, The Hobbit is going to be the real hot set this year. Yeah, I can't see anything else being better. I'm curious how that one will turn out compared to the other Lord of the Rings set. I'm definitely going to be there. I probably will just get one box though. I really think I have decided just to do one box per set. I feel good about that. And then just a few singles, to keep my decks up to date. Post Malone finna be pissed when they reprint that One Ring. Yeah. I don't think he cared about the money, but that's the benefit of having that much money. It's another small set and probably going to be abysmal printings. You think with the Hobbit? Yeah, maybe. As long as there are other IPs in the world that are popular, and as long as TCGs are worth money, universes will be king. I agree with you, Tap. I just don't know if they will have access to properties like Final Fantasy and Lord of the Rings that really resonate with Magic players and or collectors, scalpers, whatever, right? Like, unless they, even like anime is not, as much as like it's permeates my life and I'm way into it, your average Magic player I don't think is like it's not a Venn diagrams, right? When there's two circles, the Lord of the Rings Venn diagram is almost just one circle, right? And so like everyone that loves Magic most likely likes Lord of the Rings. Not everyone has seen it or watched it or read it, but it's really a big crossover. Final Fantasy is not as close of a cross Venn diagram crossover, but it just is so popular. And I think their access to big popular brands like that isn't as the well is not as deep as people maybe think, and that's just my guess. Um, but anyways, yeah, cheese, man. And as long as you're treating those cows right, you know they like the release of getting rid of the milk, right? You don't really like the anime cards, Veggie? Yeah, exactly. There's tons of people that are not into anime, and that's like my favorite thing. You know, like I think other than old border foils from original Magic, the anime cards, some of the anime cards are my very favorite thing. Like I just love that art style. Um, and that's totally cool. Like that's why I feel like the main 51% of the sets every year should be from main Magic, which we're all into and used to. And then you could do some other universes beyond after that, you know? But we'll see. We'll see. Anyways, pleasure, especially the few of you that have been chilling, hanging out, chatting. It's fun for me. So hopefully fun for you guys. And yeah, I'm going to call it a night here. 5-color Naruto Asura's reincarnate will feed families. That's awesome. Man, what would if I didn't choose Bleach? Well, I mean, Bleach is my top one. Bleach just would work with Magic so well too. You could have equipment with all the different Zanpakutos, which are their swords for those that haven't seen it. You just have all these different captains and villains and the the Bounto and the I just forgot the hollows the hollows that have sentience. Not the Vizard. Is it the Vizard? Anyways, the Rankar. Oh man, the Rankar arc is my favorite arc. I think. Well, the first arc when Ichigo is saving Rukia in the Soul Society is amazing. I don't know if you can beat that one, but the Rankar arc for like just fighting was so good. But yeah, like that set or that universe just is set up so well to be like have legendary creatures, equipment. They have keto, so they have like the spells, you know, they can do damage with their keto spells and everything. Um, yeah, yeah, Blood War, yeah, 1,000 Year Blood War. I mean, they could do multiple sets with Bleach because of they, you know, like I don't think they would. They probably would just do one set, but I hope they only do one set, and I hope they don't do a serialized cards. I really actually hope that. I know that sounds funny, but like, I don't know what I would do if they had serialized Ichigo. And freaking heck, man. Yeah. Anyways, no, they don't tap. They don't. You want me to? You hate me that much that you just want me to go? I've already just been, just lose everything. I guess I just have to trade all my Marvel cards for um Bleach cards. I was trying to think of. I think my top 5 anime sets for Magic would be Bleach, Full Metal Alchemist, Brotherhood. I don't know actually. I was gonna say Vinland Saga, but I don't know if it would be great for and for Magic. It might work, but um, I'm trying to think of animes that really work would like really work with. I mean, Jujutsu Kaisen would probably be great because especially you know since it's like modern times is that's fine nowadays with all these New York sets. Um, And I enjoy Jujutsu Kaisen. All right, so we'll say Jujutsu Kaisen. Probably Attack on Titan. You could have like zombies. You could have these big like giant zombies and stuff. And what would be the last one? I haven't seen all of Fairy Tail. That's a little bit better art than One Piece, but man, it's right there. Naruto. Yeah, Naruto. So Naruto, Jujutsu Kaisen, Bleach, Full Metal Alchemist. What was the fifth one that I said? Oh, Attack on Titan. Those are the five. I'm trying to think of other anime that would be better, but yeah, awesome. Well, I know a few people do watch these in the future. Again, thanks to everyone that was chilling and hanging out and chatting tonight, and then those in the future. Feel free to comment anything on all the different topics that I talked about tonight too. Yeah, it's a blast hanging out, chatting, opening some cards, and someday I'll get to a regular streaming schedule. I always plan on it, but yeah, we'll see. Hopefully, I can get to a more, even like once a week. Every like I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna choose a day. I'm gonna get a day on the calendar. I'll at least stream for sure one day every week. Maybe eventually I can get a second day where we like play, like maybe we stream the patron games through the Discord. But and then I do play some arena, mostly just standard brawl or brawl and arena. So maybe I can get some of that in there. Ooh, Kaiju number 8 would be pretty cool. I don't think it's big enough property yet for it to like be its own full set, but that is a cool anime. I like that one. Yeah, there's tons of anime out there, man. Feel like anyways, we can talk about it some other time. But yeah, thanks those of you in the future watching. Thanks, and yeah, keep it nerdy. See you guys next time. Peace.